Hi, I'm Greg Dell here with attorney Caesar Gavidia. And Caesar, we've handled a lot of claims with the Standard Insurance Company.
Hmm.
And they write group policies and they have individual policies. And
Right.
I think we see a um, good balance of both, but I tend to see more of the individual disability insurance policies with the Standard.
Yeah.
And they're often mostly with business professionals. So whether it's an attorney, a doctor, um, a business owner, a manager of a particular business. And
Hmm.
um, I want to talk a little bit about the level of scrutiny that you see on a claim from Standard, whether it's the application stage or an appeal stage, and what should someone expect?
Well, Standard in particular, they almost seem like they have, as far as their claims handling teams are concerned, they seek out individuals who have pretty extensive backgrounds in insurance and sometimes even law. We've discovered that from depositions we've taken of some of their claims people. We go through their educational background and their history, and all of a sudden we discover they have a law degree. And that's something that's pretty unusual when it comes to, any disability insurers finding somebody on the claims team that has an actual law degree or something that is beyond just a bachelor's level, degree. So these particular individuals tend to spend more time scrutinizing the disability claim, and they're quite analytical and tend to be, very methodical in how they approach the disability claim itself. So although we may find that, with Standard, at least, and this could just be just arbitrarily thrown out there, that they because of the fact we're disability insurance attorneys, most people come to us when something has gone wrong. There's been a denial of their disability claim. So it may seem that with Standard in particular, you just see so many denials, but it's also because these people go through these claims methodically, scrutinize every aspect of it, and you often find these 10, 12-page denial letters from
Right.
this company.
I was
So
going to say, as you were talking about this, I was thinking that they probably write some of the most extensive denial letters of any of the
yeah.
disability companies. And I also find they take a little bit longer than most of the other insurance companies to make an initial claim
Yeah,
decision.
and that's often frustrating because on our end, and of course on our client's end, they want answers. They know they've been going without income for it could be weeks and often months, and they want to know what's going on. They're coming to us, what's going on. We have to go to the insurance company, what's going on. They constantly are telling us, oh, it's in a medical review or it's being reviewed by someone else in the finance team or something, depending on on the particular facts of the case.
Well, I think what we know from having deposed them on multiple occasions is that internally they almost always go to outside sources to review
Hmm.
their claims. So if you have a neurological issue, they're going to have a neurologist review the file. And if you have an orthopedic condition, they're going to hire an orthopedic. And if you have a psych claim, they're going to hire a psychiatrist or neuropsychologist to review the claim. And until they do all of that, they're usually not going to make a claim decision.
Right.
It's not often in my experience that they'll deny the claim and then go back and talk to those consultants.
Right.
They may not have you examined right away by those doctors, but they're definitely going to either have those doctors in-house on staff or they're going to refer it out
Right.
to have.
And if you think about it, that's exactly how, if you were a defense lawyer or any lawyer looking to shoot down or challenge someone's, cause of action or their case, they're going to, load the case up with a bunch of experts, and then they're going to come in and deny you based on everything these experts are saying.
Right. So what this means for a claimant who's looking, watching our video and being like, what do I do, is you have to be really prepared.
Hmm.
You have to have good medical documentation from your treating doctors. You have to have good communication with your doctor so that, how often does Standard basically have their doctor or someone else call the treating doctor? Almost all the time. And then your doctor may not be prepared for that, and the claimant ends up getting hosed on their claim because Standard didn't get the right information and they end up denying the claim. I mean,
Right.
how often do we see that? Or your own treating doctor doesn't respond to Standard, and then Standard says, well, we contacted your treating doctor and they didn't say anything at all.
Hmm.
Another thing about Standard on the appeal stage is that they'll often give you that voluntary appeal. And do you take them up on that, or do you do those voluntary appeals, or do
It
you just
depends, because it could be a double-edged sword, for them. It could be them.
for the claimant?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's and this is just from our, skeptical way of looking at things. You're always asking, well, why are they giving this other level? From the insurance side, they're saying, oh, well, we want you to give us everything that you feel is important, and we want to give you every opportunity to provide us with the documentation you feel supports your disability claim. From my end, I'm always thinking, well, they're just finding a more solid basis to deny the claim. They're finding we're going to give them something else, and they're just going to find another reason to shoot it down or to perfect something that they didn't do right the first time. So I think you have to you have to balance that. And if you've provided everything, then going through that second level of voluntary appeal may not even be necessary. And you may want to take them right to court so that they don't have that advantage to say, well, we gave you every opportunity, and then when we reviewed this other information, we found even another reason to deny the claim.
I think like you said, we got to weigh every single claim individually and see if it's worth doing that second level of appeal,
Right.
Or not. The other issue I want to discuss about standards, since we talked about applying and appeals, how detailed they are, but what happens when you've exhausted all those options and you actually file a lawsuit? How intense is the litigation with Standard?
Well, it's pretty intense. I'm actually currently in litigation with Standard. We've gone through several levels of discovery with them. We've got mediation dates set. So we often go through the full gambit of litigation with them. So going through requests for production, interrogatories, depositions when necessary. And these people are all the way out in Portland, many of them, when when we're doing depositions. So we have to do video depositions often of these people as well. But it's also somewhat taxing because you often have this long list of witnesses on their end, multiple
Right.
doctors, multiple claims handling people, directors and supervisors, and all these multiple hands that have touched the disability claim. So you have to be very thorough in looking over everything and kind of overturning every single stone that could possibly be in the claim.
Right. We've been to Portland a few times to take depositions of different people in their practice. But like you said, when they have their protocols in place between having the claims rep, then everything has to get approved by a manager, and then they got all these different medical doctors. Every case has at least 10 or 15 witnesses.
Right.
So that in the world of litigation is very timely. It gets costly. Obviously, depositions are expensive. Travel is expensive. The time involved for everybody is expensive. And then, there's lots of cases out there against the Standard, so they're no strangers to fighting a battle and litigating.
Right.
At the end of the day, I think that they can be somewhat reasonable-minded to get a case done, and we've obviously had great success for hundreds of claimants around the country. So that is something positive for someone who's watching this video to think that they're not dead to rights if their claim has been denied. And I know I take great joy in going against the Standard to help someone, and we've been very successful in the past in doing that for claimants. So if you have a claim with the Standard Insurance Company, any of our disability lawyers are able to help you. We'll always provide you a free consultation, and we'll let you know on the phone right away whether we are able to help you.